Okay, I'm here to interview you. And we're going to start with, do you know how long solar panels have been around?
Yeah, solar panels have been around quite a long time. You might want to fact check me on this, but I think it was 1958.
From our fact check, we discovered it was 1883.
That the first solar panel was put in a satellite. So that's where they first would have ever been installed, was in space. And at that time, one solar panel, I don't even know how much it would cost, but I'm going to say something like $100,000, if not more. That same solar panel today, might cost $200 or something like that. They really didn't become super popular though until around 15 years ago. So 20, in the 2000s. I'd say here in BC, they really have only become popular in the last 5 to 10 years.
Okay. And approximately how many solar panels do you sell in a year?
Yeah, it depends a little bit on the year, and there's different sizes of solar panels. So we have some for residential and some for industrial. So the straight count is a little weird, but I think our target for this year is somewhere around 3,000. We generally try to install about 3, average size projects a week if it's a residential kind of install. We might end up doing more than that from a pure count of panels, because if you start to install on commercial projects, sometimes that it's one project, but the panel count can be quite high. So there's a picture behind you that you can't see of a dairy barn, for example, where I don't remember how many are on that, but that alone had about 400 solar panels on it or something like that.
Negatives are there to solar panels?
Yeah, that's a good question, and that's one I probably should have prepared for more. I think one of the biggest drawbacks to solar energy in general is the fact that it needs the sun. So you compare that to other types of electricity. Wind and solar and many renewables are intermittent, meaning they're only producing when that natural resource is producing, and so that is a bit of a drawback.
And I know you've already mentioned some, but other than what you've already mentioned, what are some benefits to solar panels?
Yeah, and so there's the obvious benefit of you put up solar panels, you're adding a renewable, clean, low carbon energy source to power things, right? So there's a big movement, as I'm sure you guys all are aware, and you're aware, that to electrify things, and the reason for that is that you can get away from carbon-based sources of generation, and so solar is one of those technologies that helps you to produce it in a cleaner way and still have all the comforts that you expect of modern day living. Of our customers, really the reason that they're installing solar is really around cost savings. So they don't want to keep essentially renting hydro or renting electricity from BC Hydro and paying every month. This way, it's a nice sunny day and their home is being powered, just by the sun.
How long do electric cars last in contrast to combustion cars?
Actually, electric cars last quite a bit longer than the internal combustion engine cars. It's about 8 years for electric cars as opposed to 12 years for the gas-powered cars. So in kilometers, it's about 241,000 kilometers for a gas car, but the electric car will last for 322,000 kilometers.
is it possible for the batteries to be harmful to the environment?
Well, there is some harm in all forms of mining. So they're mining lithium, cobalt, and other minerals. And so all forms of mining have some kind of environmental problem. But the difference is that it's a one-time environmental cost. Whereas when you're mining oil and gas for cars, it goes on and on and on. It never ends. It's again and again and again that the pollution from mining oil happens. So the actual environmental footprint is much better for electric cars.
How much do electric cars actually benefit the environment?
Well, there's many actual benefits because there's no emissions. Once the car is manufactured, there's no more emissions. It is emission-free. And of course, there's an air quality portion of that as well. There's no air pollution from running an electric car.
Benefit of electric cars to air quality?
Well, I kind of mentioned that, but because there is no emissions from the tailpipe of a car, there's no problems with the air quality. And I would like to say that research was done in the United States, and they found out that if everyone switched to electric vehicles, there would be 98,000 fewer deaths from different illnesses caused by air pollution from tailpipe exhaust.
Thank you very much, Terry.